Welcome once again to the Earthborne Games podcast. I'm your host, Anders Carlson, and I'm back. I'm joined today by Maxine Newman.
Hello. Ooh, spooky.
Woo! Evan Slimanette.
You said you weren't going to say that. Just kidding.
And Andrew Fisher. I didn't.
Oh, come on.
I didn't get one in time. What do we got? What's a good? I didn't do one for Maxine either.
Yeah, you didn't.
Maxine.
That's fine.
We're like a whole
You
week
just
ahead of
singled me out.
Halloween.
Just you. Put your best Halloween puns in the chat for us, for Fisher, me, and Maxine.
Yes.
Slimanette is gold.
That's pretty. That's like if I was a writer for The Simpsons and my name was featured in the credits of the Halloween episode, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
I think mine would be Maxine Boom and like.
Oh,
yeah. That's a good
Very
one.
good. Very good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Andrew Witcher.
Nothing
no.
for Fisher though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Andrew Witcher? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, I'm back. I took about a month off of this show, which equals about 3 hours freed up in my life. No, that ain't true, because each podcast is roughly 2 hours a time plus editing, so about 6 hours. And I don't know if any of you were concerned about me, but everything's well in my world. I just wanted some time to work on various projects that I have going on. I'm trying to finish up an album of music, and there's a lot of mixing to do there. And I've also started working on a comic book.
Really?
That's cool.
Yeah, which is a dream I've had for many years, and I've started comics in the past, and I've finished some smaller scale ones, but I want to try to do a full-on book that could be published. So
Nice.
Are you collaborating or are you writing and illustrating?
oh yes, just doing it all. That's what I like to do.
Can you tell us what it's about, or do you want to keep it?
I don't know yet.
Okay. All right.
It's funny because when I was younger, I had lots of ideas, but now they don't come to me as swiftly and naturally. So I decided I would just start drawing. So I've got a few panels drawn, and I'm just going to see where it goes. And as I do that, then as I'm driving to work and stuff, little ideas will pop into my head, and I'll jot down notes. So it's like starting to take shape, but stream of consciousness so far.
That's great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The only thing I got locked down is the art style. Yeah. What do you think, Evan?
Oh, I was just going to say, I thought maybe you'd start with the ending and work your way backwards. Because I know that's what some storytellers do.
Do they?
Which I don't understand.
I kind of like that, actually, Evan. The first page I drew could be the last page. Okay.
Yeah.
I always come up with the beginning and the end, and then the middle is hell.
But I feel like for you, Maxine, the middle changes the ending. Like I feel like you end up going on a journey.
If you're a good writer and you get halfway through and it doesn't jive with your ending, you got to either change something or change your ending. Otherwise, you end up with like the season finale of How I Met Your Mother or something, where they're like, "We had this ending planned from day one," and it's like it ruins half your characters, and they're like, "We know."
Sitcom endings are always the worst. It can't be done. A good sitcom ending can't be done.
It's tough. Yeah.
I think you just starting to draw, like, and talking about that process spawning new ideas for you is like, I think that's exactly it. And it's insightful, like so many people, that curse of the blank page freaks people out. Right.
Yeah.
And like, but once you start, you kind of get this momentum as it kind of feeds itself. So I think your idea of just starting and seeing what emerges is a great way to go. Like I've done that on designs too, where I just kind of start working with something basic that sparks my imagination, and like so many other things kind of emerge and grow from that. And then it all starts conflicting with each other itself, and then I get mad at it and I throw it away.
Yeah, but I think that's necessary, and then you just kind of trim the fat and tie up things and move forward.
Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, just keep on writing.
But we were saying before we started recording how it's hard when you have a free day finally. That's why I decided to take a little time. Because I have a child and I rarely have free time. And then to have one of those days taken up by recording, which I love doing the show. I don't have much free time. But then when I do, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like choice anxiety, or what is that? I have too many things that I would love to do, and then I end up prioritizing, like, I just need to lay on my back and scroll on my phone.
Oh.
That's what I need.
It's such a sneaky trap.
It is.
100%. I do that. Like, and it's almost like the more full my schedule is, the harder it is for me to use my free time in some ways, because I get so accustomed to only working under pressure, right? Usually deadline pressure, that then when I'm freed of that pressure, my brain doesn't know how to focus anymore, because it's like, oh, well, all the adrenaline isn't here anymore. I'm just going to wander,
Yeah.
And like, it's so hard to like focus on something that I know isn't at that same level of urgency that I've been working at for so long.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I would have book 2 of Dark Drifters done if there was a publisher telling me it had to be done by X date, But since there's not, I'm just dawdling.
See, that would have the opposite effect on me. We're all so different.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I have the free day, even things that I consider fun become this, like, to-do that gives me anxiety. I'm like, I still got to play Silksong later.
Yeah, these are
I'm
all
running
the
out of
things.
time.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
I only have 8 hours. And speaking of Silksong, I really want to talk about it with you, Fisher, because of the 2 episodes that I missed, I only made a point to listen to your take on Silksong.
Silksong? Okay.
Yeah.
Sean Chubfrog has some takes. He's like 100% at the game twice or something. Like,
oh my God.
He is good at that game.
How?
I know.
One of my friends just 100%ed it.
Okay, well, first of all, Andrew's not here, but he will be back next time, hopefully. We miss him. Haven't seen that guy in months. But we are here.
Yeah.
We are here, and we were talking in the Discord about what would be some good special topics to discuss in the coming weeks. And me, being the Halloween spooky season lover that I am, throughout that's a joke, actually. It is weird that I'm the one who came up with this idea, but yeah, Halloween's next week, so we're gonna talk about our top 3 spooky things. And there will be some honorable mentions in there. Max, some of us, I think, are more into the spooky season than others.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
You're one of the it's like a noticeable trait in people. You can just look at someone and be like, you love spooky stuff.
October is my favorite month. Autumn is my favorite season. Halloween's my favorite holiday. Horror is my favorite genre.
Wait, hang on. Are you wearing a
100%
board shirt right now?
I am. Yes.
I just noticed that.
Is that intentional? The Ouija board?
Honestly, I was like, I just finished my diet. I'm like, I'm gonna wear a crop top to band practice today, and I have like this high-waisted jeans and everything, and it just happens to be a Ouija board.
Completes the look.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wearing a
crop top as
Freddy
well.
shirt. Look at that. Yeah, I'm wearing a crop top.
Yeah.
Freddy shirt.
Yep.
All right,
Nice.
Anders, you and I are not on spooky theme for the podcast.
No, you are not.
There are tigers on this shirt.
Those
can be
tigers
scary.
are a little. I'd be scared if there was a tiger in this room right now.
Tigers are cute.
Exactly. But first, I'm gonna switch up the order of things too.
What?
I want to do things we're into first, because I want to get my grievances out about Silksong, and then I can relax.
All right, we've been doing stuff we're into first, so we can do it first again.
That's what I was
Should we do
thinking.
what's happening and then stuff we're into?
Oh yeah, I suppose we should do what's happening, because that way people who just care about updates can stop listening to us
Ramble
ramble.
this long enough already.
Yeah. So, let me get the timestamp here at 10 minutes. What's happening?
We don't have a ton to report today, actually, but we did just release a teaser for some upcoming stuff. So keep your eyes on our channels next week for more information. Hopefully next week. Then we are prepping for PAX Unplugged. That's getting close enough that I'll start mentioning on the podcast. We are going to be at PAX Unplugged as normal. We'll have a booth there. We'll be kind of doing meetings with folks. So if you're interested in saying hello, make sure to mark on your schedule to come on by the Earthborne booth at PAX. Finally, we are producing a lot of stuff. We just wrapped up one production for the thing the teaser has stuff rolling off the production line. So we just wrapped that up, and it's on some trucks. And we are just starting our the printing in China for Chinese language and Korean language, as well as some other supplemental copies. If you're curious about that printing, Andrew talked about it in our last episode, so you can go check out what's happening for a bit more information on that. If you're kind of curious about the context for our Chinese printing, since we don't normally print in China. But I think that's it right now. As always, we're working on lots of stuff, but we won't bore you with it. That's the stuff you need to know.
Did I miss anything major? I haven't been paying attention at all to you guys.
You just came in for the Silksong hot
I
takes.
think you, yeah.
Anything I need to know?
I don't think you missed anything major. We've been printing this thing that we just teased. So that's been kind of like, and working on some future stuff, but I don't think we've made any big announcements. That'll be changing soon. We've got a few news items. This one we teased, as well as a couple more coming up towards the end of the year. So
cool.
More coming soon.
I'm
Sweet.
so excited.
Ooh.
It's been really fun to like watch the reaction to the teaser too, and tease people with more gifs.
Nice.
I was trying to see if I could like freeze frame and like see any of the cards.
Someone's already done that.
Some people
Yeah.
did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
How much
There's
have they gotten?
They've gotten card names for like 2 cards. From what I can
there's
tell.
some sort of weird like interlacing or shutter speed thing that I can tell cards are mixing together in the freeze frames.
Oh yeah.
Just by looking at them, I'm like, I don't
I
remember
noticed
that
that too.
art at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I realize it's like 2 cards like that I've merged in a blur somehow.
Okay,
Cool.
I see the gifs you're talking about now, Maxie, and
Yeah.
that reveals which card, a little bit about which cards. No spoiler tags on the Oprah Bees gif.
Well, someone else said that, and then I reacted with that gif. I didn't spoil. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there are in the Valley is Growing uses some of the trade dress
Yeah.
from the box, and so
Yeah.
like there are bees in that
They're
trade dress.
bees.
Yeah.
People were like, bees? We'll see who makes more honey.
Well, is that all that is all it's
That's
all that's happening?
that's everything that's happening. We can
That's
talk
it,
about
yeah.
your Silksong.
Let's talk about Silksong.
Maybe tone down the profanity from the DMs you sent me, though.
Okay, I will.
Awesome.
Unless I want to like take the time to bleep myself after this, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna say a lot of.
Make Corey do it.
Yeah. So so I was sending DMs to Fisher right before the show because I recently, like I said, listened to his take on Silksong, and it made me want to try to play a little more before the show. And so I was playing it a little bit today, and it made me want to text him with a bunch of swearing, and so I did that.
So you do not agree that it's easier than Hollow Knight? Is that your...
Well, I mean, I think Fisher, what your take was that we've just gotten older, and it's harder to get to access that part of our brains.
Yeah, I mean, like I think it's about the same as Hollow Knight. I think it dives in faster. I will give it that, right? Like it doesn't. Hollow Knight eases you in a little bit, and this dives in a bit faster. But I honestly think that the majority of it, it's the game, the map and enemies are harder. but the character is more competent. So I think it washes out to mostly the same.
Mhm.
My biggest critique as it gets later in the game is the camera's too zoomed in. Like Hornet is so mobile that you have to start platforming to things you cannot see,
Mm,
which is annoying.
that's a
is.
problem.
Anyway, so
Yeah, how you feeling?
I
Andrew?
loved Hollow Knight 7 years ago, and I didn't have a child then. My life was pretty simple, so I had a lot of time to just play it, and I loved it, and I beat it, and I didn't feel like the bosses were like annoyingly hard. I definitely was swearing at the screen, but I got there, you know. But with Silksong, I started it, and I was loving it for a good 5 hours. And then I got to this Hunter's March area that I've heard a lot of people talk about being annoying. And I don't find the downward slash to bounce off of those little red things to be too tricky. But I got to this little battle room, this little combat room where you face waves of enemies. And it's these flying ants that hurl spears at you, and then these other ants that like burrow underground and pop up and dash at you and throw things to where you're going to be rather than where you are at that moment, so you can start jumping when you see they're going to throw it, and it'll somehow it'll match up to where where you're going to be. They're projectiles, and there's like 2 at a time, and like the final wave of this area is these 2 things that just move erratically, and like I don't mind like a boss fight where you can learn their patterns and see, what do you call it when you, whatever, you see their patterns ahead
Like
of time.
their broadcasts and things, yeah.
Exactly. When it's 2 at the same time and they're very random seeming, it's just annoying as hell. And to get back there,
the flying enemies, like as soon as you go towards them, they're like,
yeah, they go back a little bit, they come
I can
back.
just feel how rageful I would be if I tried to play this game. Just hearing you talk about it.
Ooh, I bet.
So Anders, I have a question and then a suggestion.
Okay.
So first, my question is: have you unlocked any other crests yet? So like weapon types.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
Hmm.
Weapon types. Yes, I got the.
Crests.
I got the one where your downward dash is not as like 45 degrees
Diagonal. Yeah.
It's I don't worry. Maybe I think it's meant to mimic the old Hollow Knight.
Yeah, there's like the Reaper's crest is like the old Hollow Knight, but with bigger sweeps, and then the
That's the one I
Wanderer's
have.
crest is like almost identical to the old Hollow Knight.
The Reaper is the one I've been using.
Okay. Yeah, Reaper's not terrible. It's a little slow.
Okay.
Wanderer is pretty good. Once you unlock Wanderer is like almost identical to Hollow Knight. So that can help. So you don't do that diagonal downward slash. And then my suggestion is you can just skip that area.
You can?
So it's not necessary.
Oh, really?
Until I think it might become necessary later. But here's the thing. I went in there and I was like, this place sucks. And I left.
Oh.
And so then I just did everything else. I think near the end of Act 1, I went back. I don't remember if I had to go back or not, but like I did everything else. I got like an extra map.
Do you mean
I got
the
an extra mask.
combat room or that whole Hunter's March area?
The whole area.
The whole Hunter's March.
I did that whole that like the big burly ant guy who stands at the entrance. I fought him, and then I was like, yeah, F this. I'm going somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
I did all the rest of Act 1. I like upgraded my weapon twice. I got more health.
Ooh.
I got more crests. I got everything. And then like I think I was fighting against the end of Act 1 boss who's a real that one's brutal. And I was like, I need more health. And so I went around collecting mask shards. And at that point, I went back and did that area. And it's still a little hard. I know the exact room you're talking about, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But when you have upgrades and practice, it was easier.
So maybe I'm just taking it on way too early. I thought I reached a point where I had to go there. Like I looked everywhere else, and then I was like, oh, I guess this is where I have to go.
How much do you have everything around it already?
Well, it's hard to tell,
Yeah.
It appears so, but there's definitely little like, openings in the map where it looks like I could go, but then I get there and I can't really reach it. Anyway, I think you're right. I think I've just taken it on way too soon, and that makes me happy because I was so pumped for this game, and I've like turned it off saying I hate this game probably 5 or 6 times now. I hate this fucking game.
So I will warn you. I think if you leave that area and go do other stuff, I think you'll start having a good time again.
Okay, good.
Until some later stuff. I think there's... I'm not going to lie to you and tell you won't rage quit this game again later on because there's stuff at the end of Act 2.
Does other stuff feel like cheap like that? Like this part feels cheap, like just random stuff happening at the same time, and it just feels cheap.
There are a couple.
Okay.
There are just bosses that like all their attacks hit for like 3 masks, and then there are like some other stuff that use those flying mechanics where it's just like this feels random, not like a broadcast I can like rehearse around. And so like you'll run into this a few times more.
Okay.
And like by the end of Act 2, you hit some pretty brutal stuff. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you this is the only time, but I will tell you that there's a lot of fun gameplay around what you're doing right now that I think you could probably pivot to.
Because it just, I can feel my adrenaline just pulsing, and it's not a feeling I get anywhere else in life, and it just doesn't feel very good. And I'm kind of wondering if I just can't play this game, and that makes me sad because I really loved the other one.
I mean, if it's making you feel like that, it's not worth it. That's kind of how I felt about League of Legends at the end of it. Like some prick online made me like I could feel my heartbeat in my behind my eyeballs, and I was like, I am too mad right now. I need to stop.
Pro tip: only play League of Legends. Like the first time you boot up the game, /mute all. Done. Now you can play League of Legends. If you do that, you can play League of Legends. If you don't do that, fury.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm not really that into, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was huge into League of Legends for a long time.
Okay, I was referring to Silksong.
Yeah, I know. But you've been gone for a month. Other than Silksong, is there something you are into?
I've sort of been wondering if I've like the appeal of video games has kind of dwindled for me. But I don't know. This feels like therapy now. But I do play one game way too much. I think that's why it feels like overall I'm not interested, because I'm so addicted to one certain game. Do you know what particular game this is?
Was it that Monster Rush game or whatever it's
Monster
called?
Train 2.
Monster Train 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I have hundreds of hours in that game. And I just play it every night. And it's still
nothing wrong with that.
Fun. It's still good. But it makes any other thing I try feel really boring, you know? Because that game, I don't know, it feels like it was designed in a lab to just hit all the marks from me. So yeah, I haven't really played much. I tried playing Hades 2 and it bored me because I wanted to play Monster Train instead. But I can tell it's going to be fun eventually when I lock up my Steam Deck.
I was going to say, because I had the reverse experience.
Yeah, you got hooked. I know it. That's the thing.
I'm super hooked in Hades 2, and I played Monster Train, and I was like, it's fine.
Oh, funny. Oh, the opposite? Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay. I mean, I understand that it just ticks some kind of boxes for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went and saw Paul McCartney live. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Oh,
nice.
Cool.
Nice.
They had he didn't sell out, so the tickets were way cheaper last week.
Where was that?
The Vikings stadium.
Oh, okay.
But we were like 37th row, and it was really cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
He's a hero.
Yeah, how was he?
It was fine. it's having like opinions on stuff is weird lately for me. Like it's just like this is just me, you know, because the people I was with, my family loved it so much, and I love the Beatles like since I was a little kid. Like that's the one thing in life that I'm a kind of a nerd about. It's the Beatles. So it's cool to like see one of my heroes in person. But, you know, all I could think about was, God, he's so old. And he can't sing anymore. And the sound is bad in here. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It takes a lot to impress me these days. But I'm glad I saw the guy in real life. And I got emotional singing Obladi along with him. and I welled up. So that meant something.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I mean, like, as the like singers get older but keep touring, like, I feel like that's a pretty standard thing. Like, my dad loves Dylan, right? And he went and saw Dylan fairly recently, and like, you know, he was basically like, it's not the same anymore, you know, but like you're still seeing him, which like is meaningful. So
yeah, it's so bizarre. Like that guy, that old guy on stage, is that guy that I've seen in these old black and white. Like that's the same person. Like feels like ancient history. Anyway, that's my downer of stuff that I'm into.
I think you need something to just sweep you off your feet somehow.
You know what swept me off my feet though is the new Tim Robinson show, The Chair Company on HBO.
I gotta watch that. Yeah,
The Chair Company.
The Chair Company.
Tim Robinson, who did I Think You Should Leave, and his style of humor is right up my alley. And that
his humor only gets funnier for me every time I watch it.
Yeah,
it's like I had to acclimate to it, and now I'm just like fully, I don't know.
And then you see
tuned in.
100%, I agree with you. Like the first "I Think You Should Leave" skit I ever saw, I was like, yeah, it's kind of funny. He's a little grating, and then like by the like 8th episode, I was just like dying of laughter.
Yeah, it's such a specific delivery that he has, and everybody's copying it now. You know, you can just see when someone's trying to act like Tim Robinson. So that's something really good. The Chair Company. The first episode is great. It's kind of mysterious, and like a lot of things now, they're trying to do a hybrid of comedy, and
it's like bedtime stories.
A24. Yeah.
Okay.
Not as surreal.
Surreal? No. Okay.
It's more grounded in reality than his other stuff. Anyway, that's my whole spiel. Does anybody else want to share what they're into?
I'll share what I'm into.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so speaking of Hades 2, I finally rolled credits on Hades 2. I had played during early access, so that wasn't like, it's not like I played a ton after it came out. It's finally version 1, and so I was like, all right, I'll get back into it. And so I've been playing it on my Steam Deck, which is like perfect. It's like the perfect Steam Deck game. And it's good. Like, it's really good. I don't think the ending was as touching or profound as like Hades 1. But the gameplay is insanely good. I love it. And I rolled credits, and I feel like there's still so much left to do. So I'm gonna be playing that game for a while, I think, Yeah,
did you like stack heat and stuff back in Hades 1?
I did, yeah. Okay, and I never played on God mode, which is like the sort of like the easy mode where like every time you die you get a little bit stronger. I didn't play on God mode for Hades 1, so I didn't activate it for Hades 2 either. So it's hard. It's not an easy game. But every now and then you get that run where everything lines up perfectly and all your boons are exactly what you needed at any given moment, and it's like you coast, you sail through it. And it feels so good when that happens. And then you go back and then you're like, I'm gonna play again because that felt really good. And then you get absolutely trashed. Yeah, exactly. So it's it's that roguelike thing where you're constantly playing to get that high again, That's
me and Monster Train.
Yeah.
I loved Hades 1 so much, but I did find the enemies started to feel it got kind of boring. But I heard that like there's 2 options in the beginning kind of fixes that.
Yeah, Hades 2 is huge compared to Hades 1, and Hades 1 was already big. Like Hades 2 has double the content, I would say, in total. Because you can go down, which is like 4 regions, just like in Hades 1, or you can go up, which is 4 different regions, and they all have different enemies, and they all have different mini bosses and bosses. Cool. So yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
So that's my game that I've been into. The other thing I've been into is campaign 4 of Critical Role, which I'm a huge fan of Critical Role, so I've been like hyped for campaign 4 forever. And I actually forgot to bring it up in the last episode because I was too busy talking about Silent Hill. But campaign 4 is incredible. It's just the best D&D I've ever watched. If you're on the fence, if you're not sure, if you've never seen Critical Role, like, now is the time to get into it. It's really good. Brennan is a fantastic DM. There's 13 characters, and they're all so interesting. I didn't think that 13 characters, I would be like invested in every single one of their characters. And it's like, no, every single one is gold. I want to know more about all of them. Mercer's character especially seems so interesting, and Alex's character seems so interesting. They're just so good. Like, I'm so excited for Thursday every week now, and it's going to be that way for a long time.
So are they playing concurrently at the same time? 13 players?
Yeah, so the way that they're doing it, they're dividing into 3 tables, but the first 4 episodes they haven't divided yet. So they just have like a kind of rotating table where like they'll have like 5 people, and then like they'll transition to a new scene, and then we're over here with these 4 people. And so it's more like a TV show where each scene is a different group of characters, and they're constantly weaving in and out. And the premise, the reason for why that's happening is so like engrossing. It's like it's so well delivered. I didn't think, like, usually when you have that many characters, it's like, you're all meeting at a tavern or something, it's like kind of boring. But like the premise for why these characters are all interwoven is so good. And I don't want to spoil anything, although it's kind of like spoiled already. But yeah, it's very good. Also, related to Critical Role, my girlfriend had a surprise date for me last Wednesday, and she took me to see the wedding of 2 characters from campaign 2, which was like live in theaters.
Oh wow!
And like I went in, I wasn't sure what it was going to be. She took me to the car, and there was a Critical Role blanket that she had gotten from the game center, and I was like, I know what this is. I was so excited.
Notably, she doesn't like Critical Role.
No, she sat through the whole thing.
4-hour-long program.
4.5.
Wow.
Yeah, she sat through the whole thing.
That's
She actually liked it. Like, she was laughing. She was like, yeah, I don't know any of the characters, but it's kind of like being at a wedding, like an out of town wedding where you don't know anyone, but like it's still, it's still touching, and it's still like interesting. So yeah, so that was cool. And that's pretty much what I've been into.
Well, I might just skip ahead to that season, because I started the first one, and the production quality wasn't what I was expecting. Campaign
1 was a long time ago, and it was basically like dinner table D&D. Campaign,
which is fine, but
and
what
they've
you're
like
describing sounds a lot better.
Yeah, sorry, I keep interrupting you. They constantly have been improving, and campaign 3, by the time campaign 3 started, they had like really good production quality. Campaign 4 blows that away even. They have this amazing set with this awesome backdrop, and yeah, if you're gonna start a new campaign at Critical Role, just start at 4, because like they only have 3 episodes out. You can catch up really quick, and it's awesome. That being said,
sorry,
I was gonna say they did start doing a Critical Role abridged series where they're going through campaign 3, and it's only like 1.5 episodes instead of like 4 hours. They do like a lot of heavy editing, and they cut out a lot of like stuff that isn't as important. So if you're short on time and you want to watch Critical Role, I would say either watch Critical Role abridged or wait until they start doing a Critical Role abridged for campaign 4. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm glad you like the stuff that you're into.
I love the stuff I'm into.
Good. Evan, do you have anything
that
you're into or excited about in life?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like I'm not excited about anything, because I'm struggling to have something to talk about, because I feel like usually it's a video game or something that we all talk about, and I just, like you, Anders, I don't have a lot of time to play games, and I got, I suffer from the classic, I have a Steam library in it that I look at, and I just don't play anything, It's because I'm usually tired because I have a kid. So I have been excited about Halloween, though, and that's what I said last time. Or last time I said autumn. But as we get closer to Halloween, I'm, excited. We've actually decorated the yard quite a bit more than we have in previous years, and our daughter is really excited and enthusiastic about it. And all these things she's doing, like daycare and like a music class on Saturdays, have these little events, Halloween events that are coming up. So it's just kind of fun to
Nice.
re-experience that sort of thing vicariously through her. So
Yeah.
I'm like excited for it in like a different way, like I can, like I said, vicariously. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
that's
sense.
pretty much it.
I get
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
What's your costume gonna be?
Her costume?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be Princess Anna from
Frozen.
Frozen.
From Frozen.
She was gonna be like a tiger, which I thought was awesome.
That's cool.
And then she changed her mind. And then
my kid's gonna be a lion.
oh, nice. Yeah.
Sylvie's gonna be a bat. She wanted to be a
that's
bat.
really cool.
That's cool. Are you homemaking a bat costume, or is this a purchased bat costume?
Her and her mom got it at Target, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe Amazon. Something lame like that.
You could have based it on the bats you made for the Ravine
Yeah,
path set.
Hey, way to tie it back into this.
Mhm.
The reason we're doing this podcast. Check out my bats in the core game. What are they called? Nycta
Nikta
bats.
Nikta
bats. Proud of those.
Well,
yeah.
I think lastly is me.
Mhm.
I also have finally started playing a little Hades too, but I have not. It has not like clicked yet. It's good, just like Hades was, but it's just more Hades right now. It hasn't like Hades was such a revelation, right? It took it has some ties back to Transistor, but it like really like the way it integrated roguelike mechanics into the narrative and like everything, like it was revelation.
Yeah.
Hades 2 is just more Hades. Still good, but like I'm not drawn in the same way yet. So I'm going to give it some time because I hear like it gets more interesting, but like I kind of the same way I felt about like Tears of the Kingdom had kind of the same thing where it's like more Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it got kind of like almost overcomplicated. This at least stays pretty true to its roots. It doesn't have too much going on yet, but
yeah, I would say Hades 2 is, like I said, like I think story-wise, Hades is like a punchier, more compelling narrative. But gameplay-wise, I think Hades 2 has just so much to offer that it feels like, it's building on Hades, like in that sense. Yeah.
The other game I've been playing is like I've talked previously. I do like survival games with my friends, and so we've started up. Like 3 of us have started up playing regularly. This game called Abiotic Factor, which is effectively Half-Life 1. Like the graphics kind of look like Half-Life 1, and the premise, you're basically in Black Mesa, but like it's like if you were in Black Mesa at the start of Half-Life 1, and then everything goes wrong, but then you're just trapped there in this giant underground complex, and then you have to play a survival game because you're gonna like starve to death or die of thirst or whatever. And so it's survival game mechanics, except you're in this like office, so you have to like scrounge office supplies and like find water coolers and things.
That's cool.
And then eventually gets super out of hand. And like one of the things that's been kind of amazing about it is the scope on this thing. I think because they're just making Half-Life graphics, is enormous. It just keeps going. Like this game is huge, and like it's been pretty fun to just play with my 2 other friends and like explore and work together. I think we gravitate towards the survival game loop because it's it's cooperative, but also it's not like a squad-based game where you're always on and always have to be working together. In a survival game, like sometimes one person can go off and do some farming, and that's okay, if they need a little time off from the group. And so like that kind of more adaptable gameplay is just kind of a nice vibe for us. So we've been really enjoying it.
Nice.
I can't believe we're in the era where the like nostalgic graphics are things that to me seem like kind of still fine. Like Jedi Knight, I'm still like, that game's got great graphics or whatever.
Like we grew up with those graphics,
Yeah.
And
well,
now
I guess I would say I grew up with like the 16-bit
Sure,
stuff.
I mean, yeah, same. But
yeah,
but what I'm saying is we grew up in the era where when like by the time Half-Life 1 or even Half-Life 2 came out, we were like, this is like the best graphics it's gonna get, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And even some games, I can't name them right now, but are kind of referencing eras that I think most people agree were just really bad, like Nintendo 64 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like
People love it.
intentionally doing that, yeah. Oof.
Listen, as long as they have 60 frames per second, I'm fine playing N64 graphics.
Oh yeah.
The problem with the N64 was that they ran at atrocious frame rates. Mario Kart 64 runs at actually 11 frames a second or something ludicrous in some maps. You're playing a slideshow, right? Like,
but we were fine with it. We didn't even bat an eye. Is that what they say?
Yeah. Speaking of playing a slideshow, I was so hyped to play Cyberpunk on my Pro PS5, and I set the performance slider all the way to high graphics, like ray tracing, all of this stuff, and I was like, I can't play it with this. Like it's the input lag is like it's not that bad, but I'm so used to like 60 frames per second that I had to just set the performance all the way back to the other side, and it runs better for sure. So it's still nice that I have the Pro, but I'm not playing with like the high quality graphics.
Do you get obsessed with those things? Because when I try to play games like that, when there's settings, I'll realize that like my entire experience with this game has been just trying different settings and going online and comparing it. Should I have gotten this on Steam Deck or, and then I don't actually play the game.
Yeah,
I turn off ambient occlusion. Can I get up to a stable frame rate?
Yeah, those guys that make those videos, you're gonna want to turn off the.
I usually play on console for that exact reason, because like on console they usually have two settings: performance and quality, and that's it.
Right. I like that,
and that's easier for me to handle because in my experience with playing things on PC has been set everything to the lowest because my PC sucks. Every time I've ever owned a PC, my PC has sucked because my spending budget for a new PC is like $400. You know what I mean? So that's why when I got the Steam Deck, I was like, this is great. I don't have to worry about that stuff. It either says it works on Steam Deck or it doesn't work on Steam Deck. You know what I mean?
And then you have FOMO when you have the like setting it on the lowest settings might still look amazing, but you're like, this could be better. I could be having more fun if it just was crisper.
Yeah,
but yeah, we played
never bothered me.
Mario Kart at 11 frames per second and had a great time.
Yep.
Well, we didn't know any better, so
that's true.
We weren't burdened with the knowledge that there was multiple ways to experience a game,
and that such is the conundrum of life itself.
Yep.
I'm frozen. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing, everybody. I think
good episode.
Be sure to email us.
No.
It feels like the end, doesn't it? Like
because we did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a lot more to do here.
Yeah, we still have more.
I think let's do our listener questions and then we'll talk about our spooky things. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like that.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Let's do everything in reverse order.
Yes. Is that what we're doing?
No.
All right. Let's open up the old CBS mailbag. Here we go. What? Anonymous Kangaroo just highlighted the question.
That was me.
Okay. Was there a reason? No? Okay.
No, I was just clicking on stuff.
Having fun? You should keep doing it and try to psych me out with your clicks and highlights.
Yeah, just you read the question on there.
Northern Lights. Everybody's doing it now. It's kind of fun. Northern Lights.
This is what happens when Andrew's gone.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say welcome to the kids table.
Oh jeez.
All right, Northern Lights over Arkham asks, as the foundation of EBR game mechanics have now been well established, could we possibly see a sister game somewhere in the future utilizing the same sandbox mechanics and structure, but in a completely different setting? Space, fantasy, fairy tale, or I don't know, turn of the century industrial England, just to give a few examples. For example, Terra Mystica and Gaia Project are basically the same game, but in different settings with minor changes. And what would be the different setting for such sister game each podcast attendee would want to make happen? So what would we want to see the mechanics? In what world?
I love that question because I always think about what I would do with the system, and I would want to make my own kind of love letter to childhood, kind of kids on bikes, Stranger Things sort of thing.
Cool.
Experience.
That's cool. Yeah.
You know, not exactly Stranger Things, but something cozy, but also kind of
There's a game. Spooky. There's a game that did exactly that.
Yeah.
Kingdom. Have you ever played Kingdom?
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Caitlin play Kingdom 2 Crowns all the time.
Oh, it's such a good game. I love that game.
Yeah, I'm sad that the one you're referencing, Kingdom 80s, doesn't have a co-op mode.
Oh, it doesn't?
It doesn't, and I bought it specifically to play with Caitlin, and it doesn't have a co-op mode.
So Kingdom 80s is the one that is similar to what I'm describing?
It's like you're in a summer camp in the 80s instead of you're in a fantasy world fighting monsters. I mean, you're still fighting monsters, but yeah.
It's very my idea is very self-indulgent. Like I know it's kind of like well-worn territory, but that's what I think about.
It could be I don't know. It could be great. What would be some like some comparable thing? Like how would you change it to 80s style? Do you have any ideas?
Well, I wouldn't. It would be more like the 90s, I guess.
90s,
not 80s.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't really have to do with the era. Just my own story ideas. Just injecting those into a campaign. That
sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I would want to do Seinfeld Earthborne Rangers.
Seinfeld. Oh my god.
Like just day-to-day life stuff, and they the cards come on the board, and you've got to
you get to play as one of the 4 main guys.
Yeah.
What would the
properly order your soup be?
The what?
Notable events.
The events, oh man,
it was an outside pick into your notable events or something.
I don't know. I'm not on fire with this. Let's see. I don't know. All I had was the setup. You got any? I'm not even that big of a Seinfeld fan. It was just a little joke.
Well, I mean, I think there's actually something interesting there, just in I feel like there are a few games that are about nothing, as it were, but like a game about nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seinfeld jokes it's a show about nothing, but games about mundane things in a new and interesting lens, I think, are kind of interesting. And it's kind of an underexplored story space in tabletop games, especially.
Like you could do a test for doing the laundry or something, right?
Yeah.
Like that's your challenge.
Dating someone way out of your league and then blowing it.
Yeah.
The premise of every other Seinfeld episode.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I grew to hate that show. I'm like, who are all these
very formula? Yeah,
babes dating this schmuck?
Yeah.
And he's never satisfied with them.
No.
Yeah.
Of course not.
It's so aggravating.
I know.
I think it would be cool to do because for me, Rangers, the map and the paths is the most interesting part for me. And just exploring the world. So for me, it would have to be something where travel is very important. And the first thing that comes to mind is sailing through various islands. That would be super cool to have a seafaring, island hopping, treasure hunting sort of game.
Yeah,
I think that could be cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really like the idea of a sci-fi version, not just, I know Rangers is in the future, but one that pulls it into space and things.
Yeah.
To your point, Maxine, it interacts with our map mechanics. Maybe not ideally. It would require some it's not like a one-to-one port, as it were, but I'd love to bring the kind of open world ideas to a sci-fi space. Would be really cool. There's actually a fan who's been working on his own kind of sci-fi design inspired by Rangers that I've seen a couple times. Has been pretty neat.
That's sweet.
So, maybe one day one of you out there will make the Rangers derived game that is like that. To more directly answer your question about like if we've thought about it or if we're doing it, we've alluded to the past that like we may take the Rangers system elsewhere once we're done with Rangers and like do more in the Earthborne setting or use it for other things. But we don't know yet. Right now, we are focused on Rangers.
Mm-hmm. So it's more likely to have a different type of game within the world.
Yeah, like, there's potential if we want to continue exploring the system that like, maybe we do once we're done with the Rangers story, maybe we continue and like see some other part of the setting through the lens of these same mechanisms. Maybe we take the system somewhere else. Only time will tell.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for your question. Next question comes from Verge. In a recent episode, Andrew Navarro said it's possible to play Rangers without using the 1 point. How would I read that? 1 point X?
Yeah.
It's like the mission entries in the campaign
guide.
The
mission entries. Yeah.
All right. Without using the 1 point X entries in the campaign guide, Rangers as a game world Rangers as a game world and game system is currently supported by big campaign expansions, which are great and I love them. But the game system and world feel like there is more you could do with it. Kind of like the one-day missions, but a bigger adventure. However, not a full campaign expansion. Could you see a possibility of a line of products for Rangers similar to the standalone scenarios of
Lord of the Rings LCG,
Lord of the Rings LCG, or scenario packs of Marvel Champions? I've seen that before, but it just wasn't coming to my brain. All right.
Yeah, this week is all these speculative future
I
products.
know, right?
Questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really is a perfect follow-up question to the last one.
So, let's see. What do I say here? So for me, I think like the big draw for Rangers is like the open world. And so I think like the concept of like a standalone scenario, like a pack or something, I don't know if we'd ever quite do that. But a bigger adventure that's not a full campaign expansion, I mean, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like, some kind of expansion that grows the valley in some way could be interesting. Just to take a hypothetical term that may or may not be in a teaser video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
Like something like that could be kind of cool, I think.
Stay tuned to October 28th.
Shadow Drop.
No, shut up. Don't say that.
Oh, I want to write Shadow Drop. Here we go.
No!
Do not put that in the show title.
Do not put that in the show notes.
It's just going to be all caps Shadow Drop. That's the title of this show.
But like the idea of like a standalone scenario where it's like a pack of 60 cards that's like a scenario you play through. I don't know if we do something specifically like that. But well, I mean, we'll see. Never say never.
Yeah, our official expansions for Rangers are likely going to try to reinforce the strengths of Rangers,
exactly,
which is, the open world. To your point about playing it without the mission cards, like you can, and like we want to support that because that's like one of the defining features of Rangers. I think if you want to play tight, balanced scenarios, games like Marvel Champions are designed for that kind of experience, whereas Rangers is designed for kind of open world. So we want to reinforce that with most of the products we release.
Yeah, 100%.
100p. All right. Next question comes from Loquitur. Do you have any desire/plans to do large group events at conventions where smaller 4-person groups play and contribute to a larger mission, similar to what FFG has done with their LCGs? What was that loud sound? Did you hear that loud sound?
What loud sound?
Okay. Okay.
I was just going to say, I don't know, Fisher, do we have any desire or plans to do large group events at conventions where smaller 4-person groups play and contribute to a larger mission? I don't know, that sounds...
What are you doing to me, Maxine?
Yeah,
It's just like
sounds cool.
ask Fisher to spoil things while Navarro is out of the podcast.
No,
the episode.
It
Be careful
does
now.
sound like a cool idea.
I don't want to get
No,
any messages to edit things out later tonight, okay?
No, I mean, hypothetically, an idea like that could be really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
to my answer to the last question, the big open world, one of the cool things it affords is there's lots of different places people could simultaneously go into something like that. So I think something like that could be really neat.
Could be.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. That's all we have to say.
I think to speak about this just a little more hypothetically, or like a little additionally though, like one of the big challenges. So I'll tell you that, yeah, we're totally interested in doing kind of OP stuff. It's a little hard for us at our scope, you know. We plan on enabling a bit more with Eidolon, but like for Rangers, its nature doesn't necessarily justify us standing up like a whole organized play department or something, you know, when our company is so small. So we have to be kind of selective and careful about how we do event-based stuff. And there's some tricky stuff. Like we attend PAX Unplugged, and PAX Unplugged as like one of our main North American conventions, and like PAX Unplugged doesn't actually have a good way to just do a standalone event. Like you have to rent space for the whole show, or have like a room yourself. So it's actually kind of hard to just like do a singular event unless you're doing something that is running the entire show to like justify it financially. So unfortunately, PAX Unplugged isn't great for smaller event structures like this. So that, you know, makes things a little more challenging. So if we were to do something like this, we'd want to find a venue and time and place that like works right for what we're trying to do. But there is interest, to answer your question. There definitely is interest.
Okay. Cool. I started sucking on my daughter's sucker from last night. In case you're wondering. It's a chupa chup. All right. Next question comes from Prime Neuron. Hello. Lately, I have been listening to old podcast episodes, and on several occasions, you mentioned you were interested in developing an official digital version of EBR. What are the current plans for that? Thanks for the awesome game. Heart emoji.
It really is just future plans questions, huh?
It is.
I mean, I think our answer is probably going to be pretty similar on this one too, which is just like, well, maybe not similar, but we have talked about this a few times before. I think kind of what the line Andrew said before is basically like, if the right partner comes along, yeah, we're interested in doing that, but like we don't have the resources to develop like that, something like that internally. So we need the right partner. One of the things that we've tried to do at Earthborne is like find partners for the game who are really passionate and like care about the game, and care about our mission. You know, because there's a lot of like studios out there that just kind of localize a bunch of games, right? And we've been lucky enough to find a lot of partners who, like, for example, for localization and things, people who care about our mission and like care about the stories we're trying to tell and really put a lot of thought and like are invested. And those kind of relationships are so much better than the simply transactional ones. And so similarly with digital development of Rangers, I think we'd want to find a partner who felt that same way and wanted to really make something true to the IP. And so, yes, our interest is there. But I can't tell you anything is in the pipe or anything like that, right? Like, if we find the right person, we'd totally be interested in that project. In the meantime, I think there's at least one person who's kind of made a fan-made tabletop simulator environment. I think he's already has it public, if not, probably pretty soon. So there are some tools for people who want to play digitally with their friends. TTS isn't the perfect venue for the game, but it like if you need to play remotely, it does work. So,
are there any dream developers that you want to put out there just to maybe make the stars align for you?
I don't know, like for digital implementations of tabletop games.
Yeah, which
a little
ones have
tricky.
worked? Like, which ones do you feel work well?
I think that as far as people who have implemented tabletop games digitally, I think the stuff Direwolf does is pretty awesome. Direwolf Digital does, like, they have Clank and Dune Imperium are a couple of their internal ones, but they also adapt. Like, I think they did like the Arc Nova. Did they do the Root one?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who did the Root one? Because that one's really good.
I believe it's Direwolf. So they've done a
think you're
few
right.
external ones as well as their internal ones. And they're probably the most realistic partner, like, and also like the kind of partner who would put a lot of care into it. So that they'd be cool to work with. I don't like. I could list off some big video game studios, but I don't think they'd really necessarily care about Rangers because, like, our sales scope on tabletop games is it's a different order of magnitude from sales on video games. So, like, but when we start talking about bigger game developers, I think maybe the hope for something like that in the future would be like the Earthborne IP and like the stories we tell with it expand just beyond the tabletop game and like draw interest in maybe making a game that has some of the themes of Earthborne Rangers, but isn't just like the tabletop game in a digital form, but is instead like an Earthborne Rangers video game that maybe has some similar mechanics and like, but is a video game first and foremost. Like, I think that would be awesome. And like, then our options for people to work with expand greatly.
Yeah.
But it probably is still more like indie developers and indie studios that would be more of interest to us than like some big developer.
And yes, Root was Direwolf. They're great.
Yeah, they are great. They do, their digital implementations are stellar. They're beautiful, functional. They're just they're behind on Dune. I wish they like they haven't. I don't think they've done an implementation of Uprising yet. They're like a box or two behind the tabletop version.
Well, I was thinking maybe Nintendo would be a good fit for you guys.
I don't know if Nintendo would necessarily apply the care to Rangers that we're looking for.
Notice us, senpai.
I think it'd be a match made in heaven. So if you're listening to this, Nintendo, okay, enough funny business.
I have an uncle that works at Nintendo, so I'll talk to
Really?
him.
Oh, do you really?
Shigeru Miyamoto?
No, I was just kidding. That's what everyone says.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dad works at Nintendo.
Well, when I was a kid, actually, my dad worked at Cray Supercomputers, and they did a bunch of early rendering stuff for the N64. I don't remember exactly how they were involved. So he got flown out to the N64 announcement event.
Nice.
Oh.
That's cool.
And I remember, like, so I was pretty young still, right? And he comes home and like we're asking him about it. Like, and he goes like, I don't know if people are gonna get into it, man. It made me dizzy. And like he's like, and like I don't know if this thing will catch on,
That's awesome. My dad did not work at Nintendo, but he did make Atari games.
Oh.
Yes. He had a couple good hits. There's a game called Hotel Alien, and there's a game called Tutti Frutti, the cover for which is terrifying, and was in my room growing up, just constantly staring at me. It's Tutti.
Oh, wow.
I see you looking it up. Tutti Frutti, I think.
By the way, I
this is
spelled it
horrifying.
perfectly. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Without your help.
Tutti Frutti, by Alan Newman.
This was in your bedroom?
This was in my bedroom, and it just like every now and then I'd look up and I'd be like, "Oh my god!"
What is that character supposed to be? Just a big mouth
It's
and
just
eyeballs?
a big mouth that like eats fruit. I don't know.
It's like if Pac-Man were terrifying.
Yeah, it's like if Pac-Man were realistic.
I really
and, like that's not cool.
I really like
don't
the art.
appreciate it, Dad.
The art of the box is cool. It's a different style than the poster.
Apparently, I spelled it wrong. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Tutti Freddy. Is
Oh
that on
my
Game
God.
Boy Color as well? Is there a different version?
I think it was only on Atari.
Wow, Tutti Frutti. This is great. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's a thing.
It even says by Alan Newman on the
Yeah, that's
poster.
my dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he like a well-known name at the time? Like, ooh, a new Alan Newman joint.
I don't know
Gotta get that.
exactly how many. I don't know exactly how many games he made. He didn't make a ton. So I don't think he was like a. Also back then, like game designers weren't household names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was like back in the day where like having your name attached to something was a privilege. Like a lot of, especially like Japanese designers weren't even allowed to use their real names.
Right.
For fear of getting poached. So
I mean, hence why it's odd that his name is right there big on the
I know.
poster.
yeah,
Your dad worked on some like board games too, right?
yes,
Or-
he did.
yeah.
He, I think his two biggest hits were a game called Sun Tzu or Dynasty, depending on which edition you're playing, and Dark Minions, which was a Z-Man game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Trying stop. We're like trying to do stuff on other apps here right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to send.
Should
Should
we?
I found some cool other art from Atari games that are
Oh
by
God.
the same artist. I was trying to send it to Evan.
Back on track.
Yeah, back on track.
Back on track. Okay, let's take a look at our timestamp. Everybody, I usually don't announce when I'm doing this, but since
Yeah. I was
since-
gonna say.
since Andrew's not here, I don't care. Okay, we're at
I think
106.
it's the kids' table. It's the kids' table.
Kids
I read
table.
I read our show notes as we do it, in case you didn't figure that out yet. So it's time for our annual top 3 spooky things of all time list.
All right, how are we going to do this, Anders? Does each person go one at a time, or are we going to like all do number 3?
Yeah, 3.
I'll do number 2.
Let's all do 3. I'll do 2. I'll do 1, and then I think we'll do a round of honorable mentions, or just like a various round, if you want. So I proposed this list, and I'm probably the least into things like this. So I want to start, and I want Maxine to go last because she probably has the most interesting things to wrap up with. Okay?
So it's before you get into it, it's worth noting you did come up with this topic idea, but we also had someone on the Discord who suggested this topic at almost the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I closed out the document. Can someone else read what?
How dare you?
Hectigen said?
Stan asked, now that it's October, I would like to suggest a topic of your favorite horror things. Your last batch of favorite things TM, patent pending, gave me some great book, movie, and game recommendations. I'd say bring it on. So this lined up nicely with Andre's suggestion of our top 3 spooky things. So these are our top 3 spooky things of any variety.
So you want a recommendation? My number 3 is trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Just the idea of trick-or-treating?
Yeah, the concept of trick-or-treating.
It's an action. It's a real actionable thing.
It's hard to do that when you're almost 40.
It is, but I do it now because I have a 4-year-old child.
Yeah, you have a kid. I don't have an excuse.
Where do you take your kid trick-or-treating, Anders?
Last year was her first year actually like doing real trick-or-treating. It was just around South Minneapolis, around the neighborhood.
Yeah, there's
a couple streets,
we were thinking about it, but like we don't know how many of our neighbors actually give out candy, and like our kid's pretty little still.
You can come up to our neighborhood. It was great last couple of years.
Oh, yeah?
It's a good idea. You should do that. How old is Wyatt? Like 2?
Just 2.
Yeah,
but he's got a little. He's going to be a lion, and I'm a lion tamer. So
when we took her at that age, we just like made it to a few houses. So just find the ones with the pumpkins out front.
Yeah.
But I chose it because growing up, that was like the ultimate thing that you got excited for was the trick-or-treating. Picking out your costume and running around like hell. And then, of course, there was the blizzard of 91 on Halloween night.
Yeah.
Do you all remember that? Were we trick-or-treating?
Yep.
And it's just so nostalgic. And then, of course, now I get to have fun. It was so fun doing it with my daughter last year. So that's why I pick trick or treating. So I don't know if they have that where you're from. Stitch. Give it a try. Give it a try, even if you don't have it. Just what you do is you knock on people's door and you ask them for a treat or a trick. I used to like when they gave me a trick and they tricked me.
Wait,
Like,
did people
like
do that to you?
crayons or fruit or something
Yeah,
really
no.
bad?
Oh yeah, maybe that was the trick. Was when they gave me a bag of pennies.
I was floored when I got to the age where I found out where trick or treat, like that, the fact that what it's supposed to be is you say, give me a treat or I'll do mischief on you. You know what I mean?
So it's a threat.
And I was like, wait a second, was that an option? Like, could I have actually just been going around like messing with people? Because I would have done that. You know what I mean?
Well, they need the option to forego it with the bribes of candy, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a kid, you just think, oh, you say trick or treat and they give you candy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like think about the trick part, you know?
No, you don't. You just want
The
the candy.
adults, they stomped that aspect out. They didn't want
Yeah.
kids to know that.
Lame.
Bring back acting on your threats.
Bring back
Yeah.
tricks. Yeah, exactly.
I see. I get it now. Okay, that's my number 3. Let's do Fisher. Do your number 3.
Well, I chose I chose media. I did a different one for each entry, like a different kind. So, I think I'll start with a tabletop RPG that I found spooky. I thought it was pretty good. I know a lot of people like 10 Candles, but I chose for my spooky tabletop RPG is Dread.
I love Dread.
This one's slightly famous for being the Jenga RPG, which makes it sound silly, but effectively you use the Jenga blocks for task resolution, and like you pull them out and the Jenga tower has to stay up, and they'll have like different results written on them. And when the tower collapses, bad things happen. Usually your character dies.
Yeah.
And so like this mechanism, like in the right mood, you play it like, you know, you get like kind of a spooky vibe going in the room. You turn down all the lights, you're playing this, and like, you know, things get kind of tense. And so it kind of pairs the tension of Jenga and like your uncertainty and tension around Jenga with the story and, you know, like the horror tension of what's happening in the story. And I think that pairing just works really nicely. And I have shaky hands, so I'm really bad at Jenga, which makes it almost more entertaining. So anyway, I thought like 10 Candles is cool, but I thought it might have just been the time and place. But I've only played one session of Dread, but it was memorable.
Sounds cool. All right.
Sweet.
Evan, what's your number 3 spooky thing?
Well, a couple things first. I apologize if I'm lagging. It seems like I am.
I don't think
Hopefully
so.
I'm not.
No.
Okay,
Working
good.
fine for me.
All right. Secondly, I actually made 2 lists. One's a media list and the other one's just personal experiences. And I can't decide. So can someone tell me which one to do?
Do them both. Do both at 3. Just don't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he gets 6. I get it.
No,
cool. No,
'cause
it's
that would
fine.
take way too long. And
Joking.
You can be brief. Just be more brief. You give each one half as much attention.
Yeah, maybe tell us both of them and decide one to like explain more.
okay. All right. My number 3 for both lists. The first one, the media list, is there's a podcast called the Drabblecast, which I thought was defunct, but I just recently learned that they're still going. And I decided I'm going to pitch that podcast as a fun, spooky media thing because it's kind of, I found it to be really interesting horror and suspense and stories that are just very unconventional. And I guess one of the episodes that really stuck out in my mind that I'd talk about is an episode called The Island of White Houses. And then my other number 3 is when I was in 1991, the same year as the big blizzard.
Yeah.
I took a vacation to California with my family, and we went on the RMS Queen Mary tour, which is like, you know, a ocean liner from like the 20s, and they set it up to be all spooky and creepy, and then actually something did happen to me personally that didn't appear to happen to anyone else. So that was my number 3 spooky thing. So,
but what
was the thing?
Had diarrhea.
So
okay.
Yeah. No, so you know, there's just like these gags all through the thing. Like if you, as they tour you through the engine room, there's people in period accurate engineer costumes walking around in the distance, and it's kind of scary. Or they'd have like they'd have motors that slam doors and cabinets shut, and then the tour guide's like, "Oh my gosh!" But there was one room where it was like a cabin where a person supposedly died, and we were all facing this mirror, this like vanity mirror thing, and the tour guide was standing next to it, and I was in front of the group, and I was watching everyone's face, their expressions in the group as the guy was talking about what happened in this room. And as that happened, I saw like a face appear in the mirror, and I was like, oh, it's a trick, you know, there's like a little compartment behind the mirror, and when the light behind it is bright enough, it shows through the mirror. But like no one else had a reaction to it. No one else like noticed or saw. And then I kind of realized I was the only one that I thought could see it. And it like freaked me out so much that my face kind of flushed, and I just turned away from it. And it's like I wasn't acknowledging that it was real. And I think at that point I shut myself off from ever having a paranormal experience ever again.
Oh, that's why?
Yep.
Is there any more?
And if anyone has gone on the Queen Mary tour and they saw a face in the mirror, then I will know that it was just part of the setup. But at this point, I don't know if it was or not.
Wow. Where is that again?
It's in California.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Can't remember.
So get in the comments and tell Evan if he's like cursed or not.
I've searched many times and I can't find any information about the specific, you know, and it's probably changed over the years too. So who knows?
Love it.
I'm on team. It was totally a ghost.
I hope so. Because I want to be able to have at least one supernatural experience. So
okay, I like your dual format. I approve.
Okay,
Maxine, if
I'll
you
try
want
to
to
be
do
quick.
that, you can do it too.
No, it's fine.
It's just that he has two distinct
Sounds fine.
two distinct
I
things.
know. I'll give my 2 honorable mentions at the end.
Okay. Cool.
So I challenged myself to not repeat anything that I've already suggested on the podcast. So like I could sit here and talk about Resident Evil, I could talk about Silent Hill, I could talk about House of Leaves. I'm not going to. So my first one is a video game called Until Dawn. Specifically the video game, not the movie.
Wait, there's a movie?
There's a movie. It's on Netflix, I think. I think it came out in like the spring. Whatever. I never watched it. The premise of the movie is completely different from the premise of the game. Anyway, the game. So it's what do I say? It's kind of a classic horror movie that you play.
And it's like playing a group Telltale game.
Yeah,
but way higher production value.
Like you control all of the characters in like different scenes, and you kind of are almost like the puppet master deciding like who lives and who dies, and like what happens to each character. And there's this like butterfly effect mechanic where when something changes the story, you see butterflies appear on the screen, and you're like, uh-oh, whatever I just did, you know. But it's cool. I actually really like the storyline. It starts off like, what is happening? There's like 3 different things going on at the same time, and like it's very unclear how they all tie together, but they actually do end up tying together, and it's very, I think it's well written in that regard. There's a lot of jump scares, so if you're not into jump scares, you will not like this game. It's actually like mostly jump scares.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of but if you can, you know, if you're cool with jump scares, or if you can get through the jump scares, it's actually pretty cool, especially like how it all ties together in the end. I think it's a good game. That same company that made that game went on to make a bunch of other games in the same vein, where like it's like a horror movie that you play through. They're all really cool. Like if you play Until Dawn and you like it, I would check out all the other ones too.
I'd recommend checking out The Quarry.
Yes. Yeah.
The Dark Pictures anthology ones are real hit or miss and are kind of lower production value, but
Yeah.
the Quarry kind of repeats Until Dawn's production value.
Yeah, there's one of the Dark Pictures anthology that I really liked. The rest are okay. The Quarry I never actually played through fully, so I need to go back and actually play that. But it's also really cool if you can get a group together, because they do this thing where you can each control a different character. So it'll be like, oh, it's time for Mike's turn, pass the controller, and you're like, it's cool.
That's how we played all of them. And when we played through the Quarry, we didn't actually get it to the end because Rico got us all killed. And like, it's fun to be able to blame your buddy for getting you all killed.
I love that. That's great.
Like, why did you open the cage, Rico?
Also, like all of the, I don't know if they did this for the other games, but I know all of the characters in Until Dawn were like famous actors and actresses, which is cool. Like one of the characters is Hayden Panettiere. I forget the name of
Rami
the
Malek.
actor. Yes, yeah. The guy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., whose name I forget. Anyway.
Nice.
It's cool. It's a 2015 game. You can find it on everything.
Everything. Okay, round 1 done. Round 3 done. So my number 2 is movies. I used to love horror movies like a lot of people, and I was into them. But then as I got into my 40s here, I just, something about the violence and jump scares, just like, I don't know, I'm like a wuss about it now. I can't handle it. It makes me feel icky. But there have been some, like, I feel like there's been like a new wave of kind of horror movies that are a little bit more just supernatural and indie in a way. So I just made a small list of ones that popped into my head that I remember thinking were quite good. So this is for people who maybe are a little bit less prone to watch the jump scares and the body horror. And my list is The Witch. I liked The Witch.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It Follows. Green Room. I think Green Room might be my favorite of these. Did anybody see Green Room?
I haven't. I saw like a trailer, but I never saw it.
Oh, that was terrifying.
Is that with Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen all those. Those are all great. I love It Follows.
Yeah, It Follows.
Yeah,
great.
It Follows is great. Yeah.
Green Room is not talked about enough. There's nothing like supernatural about it. It's just very scary.
Mm-hmm.
And that is pretty violent, if I can remember correctly. And then Creep. Did you watch Creep with Mark Duplass? It's kind of like a home video kind of looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that creeped me out. But it's like fun journey. And then I don't know if this would be a horror movie, but The Lighthouse. I love The Lighthouse. Also by the director of The Witch. It's more of like a psychological kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't quite fall into horror, but yeah,
It could be.
Yeah, it's horror adjacent.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Also, I like how one of your choices is many movies.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to do.
I have nothing to
now
say about them, though.
Between Evan's 2 lists and your sub list, I need to do something to add more than 3 choices just to mess with Maxine.
Do it.
Oh God.
Okay. Start working on that right now. I also remember thinking that when it comes to like the scary, like the most scared I've been watching a movie, I thought I was going to die in the theater at the end of the Blair Witch Project when that came out. Like that
Heck yeah.
at the time, there's nothing like that, and I was
Yeah.
terrified. Like I thought I was having a heart attack when she was in
The
the tent.
suspense and the tension.
Yeah.
That movie, when it came out, was a game changer for sure.
Mhm.
Now everything has that kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff. So there's my numbers 2 through 8.
God damn it.
Who is next? Fisher. That's your number 2.
Yeah, I'll put my movie in the number 2 slot too, since we're talking about movies. This one actually was a little hard for me. But like, I don't think this is going to necessarily be a revelation recommendation to anybody because a lot of people have talked about it. But I chose Barbarian,
Yeah.
just because I thought it was like, I don't know, if you asked me to like pick my favorite horror movie, it might be like Get Out or something. But I think that Barbarian was probably the most like uncomfortable and scared I was, it kind of falls into that It Follows camp of being like so heavy allegory that you kind of cease to feel like you're watching real life characters. Like the metaphor is so strong, you feel like you're watching the metaphor and not like real people, which is maybe the only thing that reduces the horror level a little bit for me. But I really enjoyed it, and like it kept me guessing, especially with like how they change perspectives midway through the movie, to not say too much, but it's an effed up movie, just to warn anybody who hasn't seen it. It's pretty effed up, but it's cool and it's scary.
If you want to enjoy it, you have to believe that something that's falling can be surpassed by something that comes behind it to get under it. You have to trust that's how physics works if you want to enjoy the end of this movie. Yeah, that movie and Weapons, the same director. I loved the first half, and then the second half I was like, come on. A little bit.
Yeah, especially Weapons, I like did not surpass Barbarian for me for that reason. Is like, I think they get to the perspective that kind of gives you the answers, and that's what it does. It just is like, and here's what's happening in this movie. Like, now. Like it took a really interesting mystery and suspense and just kind of like killed it for me a little bit.
Same.
I think they could have done that reveal more
gracefully,
carefully, and intentionally to like make more of like aha moments in Weapons.
Both are good, really good, I think. But yeah, cool. Yeah, just the beginning of Barbarian was a great like suspense. Just the two people in that house.
Yeah, and it
gets bonkers,
subverts your expectations a little. And then when that perspective shift I kind of mentioned happens, I was like, we were like, what? What happened? Did we accidentally hit the smart TV? What's happening?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fun. That's a good horror movie should be. Make you feel that way. Like, well, you want to talk to somebody next to you. All right, Evan.
Okay.
Evan.
So I'm also reaching into another corner of the internet with this one. There's an old comedy website. I think it's still around, but just the forums. It's called Something Awful.
Yeah.
And there was a user from years ago, the early 2000s, named 50-Foot Ant, and he was sharing stories that his brother told him from his experience in the army. But they're just like they're not real. They can't be real. Anyways, he ended up after those stories were published online in the forums, someone like collected them into a book called Humper Monkey. I don't know why it's called Humper Monkey. Maybe that's an alt username for 50-Foot Ant. But anyways, it's about new army recruits who are stationed in this defunct like German military base at the tail end of the Cold War, and all the creepy stuff that happens to them. And it's the reason why I really like it is because it really captures how decrepit and poorly maintained the facility was while creepy stuff was happening. Like, it was cold and like snow was seeping in and ice was getting in, and if the soldiers weren't freezing to death, they were dealing with some weird supernatural like force that was like constantly like terrifying them. So it just had a really great suspense, and it's kind of like a crass storytelling because it's been told over like forum posts, so it feels a little bit disjointed, and it was written by someone in the early 2000s, so like it's from its time, but it's still a good story. It's interesting, and I recommend it. You can read it online.
Nice.
And do you have an alternate?
Oh yeah, that's right. My other one is my personal one is just sleep paralysis.
All right.
Oh, fun. Love it.
Okay,
that's great.
That does sound like one of the most terrifying things a human can experience. So I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, actually, I would like to experience it again. I used to experience it a lot as a kid in my 20s, because if I just got through it, then I would go right into a lucid dream, which was awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
That was like kind of like the reward for getting through the terror.
What?
Oh,
That's so cool.
fascinating. I've never had either happen. Yeah, that's really interesting.
I have the kind of a similar experience, except it's not sleep paralysis, it's just night terrors. But I've through therapy and other things gotten able to sometimes break through it and be like, nope, I'm dreaming. I can make this dream anything.
Nice.
And then I'm lucid dreaming, and then that's awesome. Yeah.
I know, lucid dreaming's so cool. I don't really even dream that much anymore, but when I did, it was awesome.
Yeah.
What even is dreaming? Am I right?
It's weird. It's also the subject matter of my book.
Oh, which
yeah,
is called...
True. The Key in the Crescent. Sorry, I wasn't trying to advertise.
It's
Dark
my next
Drifter.
up to read once I finish my
available now.
credit.
Yeah, available now on my website.
What's your website?
BewareTheBlackCat.com.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, you're going to get some traffic.
Anyway.
All right, what is your number 2, Maxine?
I had a lot of trouble narrowing it down because, like, even Until Dawn is like not. It's actually not super high on my list of horror things. It just happened to be something I've never talked about on the podcast before. Since you guys mentioned movies, I'll move my movie down to number 2. So I put a movie on the list as well. It's Perfect Blue, extremely disturbing and very uncomfortable anime movie about, basically, in essence, it's about a pop star who's being stalked, and what that experience is like. But it's so much more than that. It's very psychological. It's not like the most violent or gory or anything like that, but it's very disturbing. And I watched a YouTuber the other day because it was just in theaters recently, like remastered or something.
Yeah.
And I watched a YouTuber talk about it, and he said something along the lines of it's the fear of the perception of you becoming more real than the actual you. And I thought that was really like,
that is scary.
That's 100%. Yeah, that is what it's about, and it's very cool. And you'll watch it, and it'll be stuck in your brain for like months afterwards, because that's the kind of movie that it is.
It seems like it would be like a David Lynch experience for me, where I'm just like, I stare out the window for a couple hours after I watch Lost Highway or something.
I watched Perfect Blue. So Perfect Blue is from like 97, and I watched it around then, and that was a mistake. Let me tell you, because it messed with me for a while afterwards. It's extremely discomforting.
I know this is your category, but I gotta intrude. The first anime I ever saw, I rented from the local video store. It's called Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, I love Fist of the North Star. Hell yeah!
It's a really weird one to watch if you've never seen an anime before.
It's so good. A Fist of the North Star was also, I watched it way too young. And my dad walked in on the scene where he punches someone and their head explodes. And he was like,
he did that
what
a lot.
Are you watching? Yeah, like the first time it happened. And he's like, what are you watching? And I was like, Dad, I don't know. I legitimately don't know.
You chose now to walk in?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no. I used to watch anime in the basement of my house because my parents would walk in less. And because I would rent them from the Hollywood Video that I worked at. And I don't know, it's something about anime, like there's just like wacky, profane things that happen. You're like, oh shit, I didn't expect that. This animated, you know what I mean? Anyway.
The girth on this guy's neck.
Oh my god.
Looks like something you'd be drawn to, Evan. It just it does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fist of the North Star has some interesting character models, we'll say.
Man, I miss those days when we're younger and you just would just find something on Sci-Fi Channel or whatever, and it would just be so out there. You had no idea what it was, and you had no way of figuring it out. It's like, I can't wait till that comes back on again.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my number 2.
Cool. I got to watch Perfect Blue. It came to my attention this week, so you know.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think because I used to watch anime on the Sci-Fi Channel. I think like Saturday mornings they'd play stuff, and I think they used to play that. So I may have seen bits. Anyway, my number one thing is the first thing that came to mind when I was trying to think what are things that I like that are kind of horror, and mine is the game Inside. Not Inside, Limbo.
Limbo.
But-
Okay.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
they're in
Same person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play Dead games. Limbo, I do like Inside better, but I think Limbo is more of a kind of a horror type game. They both are, I guess, but
the vibes on Limbo are pretty awesome.
immaculate vibes.
Yeah.
It's one of those. There's a few things in entertainment where I can just start it up and then I can't put it down every time. You know, like I'm never sick of it. And I recently started playing it with my 4-year-old daughter, and she was watching, and she was so into it. And I think it was so fun to play through and watch her reaction when that, if you've played it, when that you first see that spider creature and then you think it's gone, and then a little while later he comes crawling back. That whole spider story arc is so genius. I don't know, just so good. Just a great video game. Maybe my favorite video game. I don't know.
Wow.
Really?
I don't know. There's something about it. It's just like it's such a tight little experience. There's no talking, boring words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there's a lot of like theories as to like what's actually the plot. You know?
Yeah.
Puzzles
Are we
are
talking
good.
about the same game?
Limbo.
Limbo.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was
That's a joke.
Oh, okay.
My if I had one critique, it would just be that I wish it was like an hour or two longer.
Yeah,
like I
Limbo's
felt
very
like
short.
the puzzles were really like coming into their own, and then the game ends, and I kind of felt like they could have kept developing them like they were
Wait,
just out a little bit longer.
developing what? Did you say?
Like the puzzles,
Just
the platforming.
Yeah.
It just felt like it ended a little early.
Mm-hmm.
I could have. It would not have overstayed its welcome if it had stuck around for an hour or two more. Like Inside felt more like, as their kind of next offering, felt more like the right length. Like it was actually kind of long, and it really develops and twists and turns. Whereas Limbo feels like, I feel like it left me wanting a little more, which isn't always a bad thing.
True.
Yeah, I agree. I thought I actually liked Inside a little bit more than Limbo partly for that reason, and partly because I thought the ending was more haunting.
Oh, it has such like a bigger bang at the end, for sure.
Yeah, it ends and you're like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Evan, have you played Inside?
No, I think I'm missing out on a whole like genre of gaming.
Evan,
I would really love.
You gotta play Inside. It's
okay.
incredible.
Inside.
It's on your phone. You can play it on your phone, and I played it on my phone, and it plays
I'm not
great.
gonna play it on my phone.
I'm not gonna play it on my
I'll
phone.
play it on. I mean, if it's on Steam, I'll play it there.
It's on everything, and it's always
It's on
Steam.
everything. Yeah, you can find Switch, Steam, whatever.
And sadly, I don't think their third game is ever going to come out.
What's
I
their
think
third
it's
game?
in development hell. They teased it 10 years ago or something.
Oh my god.
And probably not 10 years ago, because I don't know when that game came up, when Inside came up, but it just seems to have fallen off. The studio split, and then there's legal battles, and
Mm.
Oh no,
that sucks.
one member of the team which I don't think was the brainchild of those two games, went and made another game called Cocoon, which I think you played, Fisher, right?
yes, yeah.
Which is good, but
Yeah, Cocoon was really interesting. The puzzle design is very cool and mind bending. I thought that the core conceit of the puzzles is very neat.
it is. But it didn't have that kind of atmosphere and storytelling. But
It had a cool atmosphere, but it did not capture the same feeling as Limbo or Inside did.
yeah, they were working on I think a third person space type thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the concept art now. It's pretty cool
know,
actually.
But I'm happy with those two games forever.
So the guy who left that company made a new company called Jump Ship, and their first games is called Somerville, which I did not know.
Oh yeah. And I heard that it's called Jump Ship.
Yeah,
He literally called it Jump Ship.
He literally called it Jump Ship. Yeah,
I know.
that's awesome.
And I heard that game is not good.
But apparently, really,
Oh.
I heard it was pretty decent.
Oh,
I never
really?
played it, but I heard it was. According to Wikipedia, it received mixed reviews upon release. So there you go. Great.
Play Inside, Evan. Okay, Fisher.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Which is number
my last one is also a video game. I think I almost went with Amnesia: The Dark Descent because it's probably the game that scared me the most. When I played that game, I had to actively stop playing and just like I was playing in my room in the dark. I was living with two of my buddies at the time, and I just had to turn off the game. I just stood up and walked out to the living room where they were sitting like in the light watching TV or something, and I just sat there and they're like, "You okay, buddy?" And I'm like, "I can't be in my dark room right now." But my winner was Alien Isolation.
Good game.
I think it takes, and I mean, like it kind of owes a lot to Amnesia, I think, but it's maybe a little less scary per se, especially once you get like the flamethrower and things. But it well, it's not actually, you don't actually like kill the alien, you just scare it off with the, but it did that like kind of indestructible enemy stalking you in this horror, and it like captured the alien vibes and integrated saving in this way that like works really well and adds to the tension, and is just really well designed and polished, and it's also on like every platform. I think you can play it on your phone too. So
really,
Alien Isolation, if you haven't played it, it's totally still worth your time today.
Yeah, it's very good, especially if you're a fan of the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you enjoy the original Alien movie, you will enjoy this game.
Yeah. Fisher, did you ever play Amnesia: The Bunker?
No, I only played the first one.
It's better. It's good. It's
yeah.
really good. Yeah.
I was so scared by the first one. I was like, do I want to do that again?
The Bunker adds some survival horror mechanics.
Okay.
So it's a bit less pure as an experience. But I think it's superior in every other way. It's really good.
Okay. How old is it now? Will it hold up, do you think?
The Bunker is not that old. The Bunker is maybe, I want to say like 2017, 18.
Okay.
Amnesia: The Bunker. It is 2023. Wow, really? Wow.
Oh, that's
I'm
like
surprised.
brand new.
Yeah, it's I played it when it came out. I guess I thought it was older than it is. I don't know. The last like 4 years have been a blur.
Yeah.
I love how the last chunk of this podcast has become us Googling stuff together.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch us Google things in real time.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of chill. Let's do Evan's number one.
Yeah. Okay, my number one, and I don't know why this came to be the number one for media, but I just really like it. It's a story called The Left Right Game that was originally posted on the No Sleep subreddit.
Oh, I love No Sleep.
Yeah, and I used to listen to the podcast all the time, and I don't know if they're directly associated with the subreddit or not, but anyways, I listened to like an audio drama version of it, like an amateur audio drama version on YouTube, and I was just completely drawn in, and it was great. I'll just read, instead of trying to describe it in my own way, I'll just read something I copy and pasted. It's about a ritualistic game called The Left Right Game, where you get in your car and drive, take the first left, and then the next possible right, then the next left, etc., etc. Things start to get strange and terrifying shortly after beginning the game, and I just thought it was a really cool story.
That's
and
cool.
It's worth checking out.
Sweet.
And then my personal creepy one is just the idea or the phobias, thalassophobia and megalophobia.
Oh yeah.
And I think those actually combine into megalohydrothalassophobia, which apparently is a real thing.
That's real. That's a real thing, because that's me playing Subnautica.
Yeah. So
is this like fears of big open spaces and the underwater,
and big creatures?
Yeah, big
underwater
structures.
Yeah.
And for me it's more it's weird to have this phobia because I've never really been in an infinite depth of water. I've like snorkeled and looked down at coral. It wasn't very far away. And also just being in like the void of space You know,
Oh, yeah.
like those
Yeah.
ideas are so the most terrifying thing to me, and that paired with being in the presence of a impossibly, incomprehensibly scaled structure, you know, looming large is something about that. I don't know. It's terrifying to me.
When
So that's it.
Cool.
When No Man's Sky added ocean planets, like they had planets with oceans, but they were very shallow. And then they added ocean planets, which are like legit. And like a submarine and everything. And the first time I went in a submarine and it started going down into one of those ocean planets and it gets like pitch black, I immediately I felt this like, oh my god, and I just like shut the game off immediately. I have since made an underwater base. Good job, me.
Good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
All right, Maxine, bring us to the end of the show with your number one
Oh god,
spooky thing.
Spooky thing. So, can I give a couple honorable mentions real quick?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I got some too.
We could all do a quick honorable mention and then your number one.
Okay.
Wait.
So
We'll start with me.
Okay.
And then you can do yours together.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
Whatever.
Honorable mention, real quick.
My honorable mention is the sketch in I Think You Should Leave where he's on the haunted house tour. Fisher?
I kind of snuck mine in with my entries. One honorable mention is just a book I've mentioned on other recommendation lists, which is House of Leaves. It's not like scary, but like it is it makes you uneasy in this way that like honestly unnerved me more than most books. I've recommended this before, but I'll throw it again here as an honorable mention.
Cool. Do you have some, Evan?
It's a weird one. Two things: asbestos and dementia.
What?
That sounds like a podcast name.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dementia.
Yeah.
They're just the real things.
Yeah, the real things. They just. I don't know.
They're scary.
I don't like either of them.
They both suck.
I mean, who does?
And they're creepy.
Yeah. My honorable mention is a deep cut. This is very obscure. So Doom, the video game Doom, has a very robust modding community and map making community.
Oh yeah.
And there is a map that someone made for Doom called My House.
Yep.
Yeah, you know this?
One.
Oh, I
That's
love
a
it.
great one.
Yeah, someone posted it on a forum, just like, "Hey, I made a map that's just my house. Check it out." And like, you go in, and it's just someone's house, and there's nothing creepy that happens, and it's totally fine. And that's so good.
Don't say too
If
much.
you want to spoil yourself, there's a fantastic video by Power Pack, I think is the name of the YouTube channel, that goes through the whole thing and spoils everything. Let me just make sure that I'm getting that YouTube channel right. So if you're like, I'm never gonna actually play this, Power Pack, PAK, has a 1.5 hour long video just showing everything it is. It's so cool. It's very House of Leaves. The level design is somehow more intricate than you can do with Doom. Like, it's mind-boggling how they actually got this to work at all. Very cool. Anyway, that's my honorable mention, so I won't go into it.
It's a good one.
My actual other recommendation for horror things, and this is almost a light spoiler just putting it on this list, but I have to, is Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh yeah.
A game that was suggested to me by a friend who said, "Don't look at the reviews, just play it." So I downloaded it on Steam immediately, and I almost slightly spoiled myself by looking at the tags, which are like anime, visual novel, psychological horror, and I was like, "What? What?
Dang it!"
On its face, it just looks like a cute little dating sim where you're like, you join the literature club, and there's a bunch of cute anime girls, and you can date them. That is not the experience of the game. It's very disturbing. there's a content warning. I advise looking at that content warning before you play, because it's gets into some stuff.
Wow.
But yeah, it's very cool. I want to spoil more, but I don't want to spoil the experience. But it's suffice it to say, it breaks down some walls. Yeah.
Cool.
Going in without knowing anything would be really fascinating.
That
I
was my
unfortunately knew a
experience.
lot about it before I played it.
Yeah, I knew nothing other than that tag, and then I played through it. And for the first like 2 hours, I was like, "What is it? Why are you suggesting this? And why does it have that tag? I don't understand. This is not creepy at all." And then it just hits you like a Mack truck, and you're like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Yikes.
yeah.
I appreciate that it's a slightly slow burn on that.
Yeah.
Though I guess
yeah.
by the scale of visual novels, not that slow.
No, it's not exactly Steins Gate, but it's it's a bit of a slow burn, but once it gets into it, then it really like grips you and doesn't let go. It's not a super long game. I'd say maybe it's like 5 hours, maybe something like that. And the first like 2 hours, you're just gonna be sitting there like, I don't understand. But yeah, it's very cool.
Well, great.
Interesting.
Great lists, everybody. This was a good segment. Freewheeling segment.
I agree.
Giving our listeners some spooky things to do, like trick or treat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. It's been great. It's been good to be back.
Thank you for sticking with us through this entire journey.
Yeah. We didn't go over 2 hours.
No.
Yeah, that's incredible.
But it does feel like we've been doing this for many hours for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, and thanks for listening. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.